Do you ever find yourself listening to someone just nail it in English?
Oh, yeah, totally. Like they just flow so effortlessly.
Exactly, and you think, man, I wish I could pull that off. Sound familiar?
I think we've all been there.
That's what we're diving into today, how to make your English sound more natural.
Because let's face it, who doesn't want to sound more like a native speaker?
Right, and the cool thing is there are some really practical ways to get there.
Absolutely.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Duo Dialogues on YouTube.
Great to be back.
Fantastic list of 10 common English idioms to explore.
These are phrases you hear all the time in everyday conversations.
So by the end of this deep dive, you'll not only know what they mean,
but you'll also have a good sense of how to actually use them yourself.
Ready to add some color to your English?
Let's do it.
All right, idiom number 1, break the ice. What comes to mind when you hear that?
For me, it's like that moment at the beginning of something new.
Okay, like what?
Like a party where everyone's just arrived, a bit awkward, not sure what to say.
I feel that. Everyone kind of standing around, politely smiling.
Exactly. And break the ice is about doing something to loosen things up.
So it's about getting the conversation flowing, making people feel more comfortable.
Exactly. It could be a joke, a question, even a compliment. Just something to ease that initial tension.
I like that. I was nervous at the party, so I told a joke to break the ice.
Classic. A well-timed joke can work wonders in those situations.
Yeah, it can lighten the mood instantly. This next one's a bit more proactive. Let's play a game to break the ice with the new team.
Oh, I love that idea. Games are such a fun way to get people interacting, especially if you're new to each other.
Yeah, it takes the pressure off, creates a more relaxed atmosphere.
And you can learn a lot about people through games, how they think, how they react to things.
Totally.
Moving on to our next idiom, once in a blue moon.
Ooh, this one always makes me think of something special, something rare.
Very rarely, almost never.
Like seeing an actual blue moon, which is, a pretty uncommon occurrence.
Exactly. It's a much more vivid way of saying rarely.
Let's look at some examples. We have, I eat outside once in a blue moon.
So for this person, dining al fresco is not a regular thing.
Maybe they live somewhere with a less than ideal climate for outdoor dining.
Or maybe they just prefer the comfort of their own home.
Yeah, lots of possibilities.
Occasions.
Right. This one I think a lot of people can relate to. We go on a trip once in a blue moon these days.
Sadly, yeah. Life can get in the way of travel plans.
It does, doesn't it? Jobs, families, responsibilities.
All those things that keep us grounded.
But it makes those rare trips even more special, right?
Absolutely. Makes you savor the experience even more.
All right, moving on to idiom number 3. Piece of cake.
Now this is a fun one.
It is, isn't it? It just sounds so effortless.
And that's exactly what it means. Very easy, no sweat.
Like enjoying a delicious slice of cake, it requires minimal effort.
Precisely. It just slides down smoothly. Let's see how it works in some examples.
Okay, first up. This task is a piece of cake for me. Straightforward and confident.
You can practically hear the swagger in their voice. They've got this.
No problem at all. Next, cooking pasta is the piece of cake.
Well, for someone who knows their way around a kitchen, it definitely can be.
Yeah, once you've done it a few times, it becomes second nature.
But then we have this. English grammar is not a piece of cake for everyone.
So true. It highlights that what's easy for one person might be a challenge for another.
Absolutely. It depends on your background, your skills, your learning style.
And your level of patience, perhaps.
Definitely.
All right. Idiom number 4. Hit the sack.
This one's for all the sleepyheads out there.
Including myself, it basically means go to sleep, right?
Yep. But in a more casual, informal way. Like you're ready to crash after a long day.
And it makes me think of those old-fashioned mattresses filled with straw.
The sack. It's a much more vivid image than just saying bed.
It is. So, some examples to illustrate. I'm so tired, I need to hit the sack. I think we've all been there.
Many times. Especially after a busy day or a late night.
Totally. Here's another. Let's hit the sack early tonight.
Sounds like a plan for a good night's sleep.
Maybe they have an early start the next day or just want to catch up on some rest.
Or maybe they've just got a good book they can't wait to dive into.
Ooh, that's a good one too. Next, after work, I just hit the sack immediately.
No stopping for dinner, no TV, just straight to bed.
Pure exhaustion. When your brain and body just shut down.
Been there. Okay, moving on to idiom number 5.
Oof.
Under the weather.
This one always makes me think of someone feeling a bit torn off.
Exactly. It's a gentle way of saying you're feeling sick, but not seriously ill.
Like a mild cold or a bit of a headache. Nothing too dramatic.
Right. It's a good way to explain why you might not be your usual energetic self.
Without going into too much detail about your symptoms.
Nobody wants to hear about that. Let's see some examples.
First up, I'm feeling under the weather today.
A classic. You can use this with colleagues, friends, family.
Anyone who needs to know you're not feeling 100%.
But you don't want to get into the nitty-gritty of your sniffles and sneezes.
Exactly. Here's another. She looked under the weather in the meeting.
You can sometimes tell just by looking at someone.
Yeah, maybe they're a bit pale or their eyes are droopy.
Or they're just not their usual bubbly self.
Right. Okay, this one's a bit more directive. Don't come to work if you're under the weather.
Good advice. Nobody wants to spread their germs around the office.
Okay, idiom number 6. Spill the beans.
Ooh, this one sounds juicy.
It does, doesn't it? It basically means to reveal a secret, often unintentionally.
Like you're carrying a bowl of beans and whoops, you trip and they all spill out.
Love that visual. And it usually implies that the secret was meant to be kept under wraps.
Exactly. Let's see how it plays out in some examples.
First up, who spilled the beans about our plan?
It's like someone's in trouble.
Definitely a sense of betrayal there, like someone broke their trust.
And ruined the surprise, probably.
Next, don't spill the beans before the surprise party.
Crucial instruction. The whole point of a surprise party is to keep it a secret.
Otherwise, it's just a dot party.
Right. No fun in that.
Yeah.
Okay, how about this? He accidentally spilled the beans in front of her.
So it wasn't intentional, just a slip of the tongue.
But the damage is done.
Sadly, yes. All right, moving on to idiom number 7. Call it a day.
Music to my ears.
Especially after a long day of work, it basically means to stop working for the day, right?
Exactly. You've done enough. It's time to wrap things up and move on.
And it often implies a sense of accomplishment, like you've put in a solid effort.
Absolutely. Let's look at some examples.
First up, let's call it a day and go home.
The best feeling ever. Especially when it's been a particularly challenging day.
Or when you have exciting evening plans.
Ooh, yes. Dinner with friends, a movie night, maybe a relaxing bath.
So many possibilities.
Sometimes you just need a break, even if you haven't finished everything on your to-do list.
It's about prioritizing your mental and physical health.
Exactly. Taking time to relax and recharge can make you more productive in the long run.
So call it a day, a useful idiom for setting boundaries and recognizing when it's time to step away from work.
And enjoy the other parts of your life.
Absolutely. Okay, idiom number 8. Cost an arm and a leg.
Ooh, this one sounds painful.
It does, doesn't it? But it's actually about something else that can be painful. Expenses.
It means that something is very expensive. Ridiculously so.
Like you'd have to sacrifice a limb to afford it.
A bit dramatic, but it gets the point across.
Let's see some examples. First up, this phone cost me an arm and a leg.
Most in the latest and greatest model.
Probably with all the bells and whistles.
And a hefty price tag to match.
Next.
Okay, how about this? Living in Mumbai costs an arm and a leg.
The cost of living in big cities.
It can be astronomical, especially in places with high demand and limited space.
Rent, groceries, transportation, it all adds up.
It makes you appreciate the simple things in life.
Next, luxury cars cost an arm and a leg.
So it costs an arm and a leg, a vivid and memorable way to express that something is very pricey.
It definitely leaves an impression. Okay, idiom number 9. In hot water.
Ooh, this one sounds a bit dangerous.
It does, doesn't it? And in a way, it is. It means to be in trouble or facing a difficult situation.
Like you've done something wrong and there are consequences to face.
Let's explore some examples. First up, he's in hot water for missing deadlines.
A common workplace dilemma.
And one that can lead to some serious repercussions.
Missed deadlines can delay projects, upset clients, and damage reputation.
Next, they were in hot water after the project failed.
High stakes, high pressure.
Project failures can have major consequences, especially in business.
Financial losses, damage to reputation, maybe even job losses.
It's serious stuff. And finally...
Okay, our final idiom for today. Bite the bullet.
This one always makes me think of something tough, something you have to just grit your teeth and get through.
That's a great way to put it. It means to face a difficult or unpleasant situation with courage and determination.
Like you're facing a challenge head on, no matter how much it might hurt.
And the origin of this idiom is fascinating. It's believed to come from the practice of giving soldiers a bullet to bite on during surgery before anesthesia was common.
Wow, talk about tough. It puts things in perspective, doesn't it?
It does. So let's see how it applies to more everyday situations.
First up, I had to bite the bullet and apologize.
Apologizing can be hard, especially if you're admitting you were wrong.
It takes humility and a willingness to swallow your pride.
But sometimes it's the right thing to do to mend a relationship.
Next, he bit the bullet and resigned.
That's a big decision, often filled with uncertainty and stress.
Leaving a job, even if it's not a good fit, can be scary.
You're stepping outside your comfort zone, facing the unknown.
But sometimes it's necessary for personal growth and career advancement.
True.
So, bite the bullet, a powerful idiom for facing challenges head-on with courage and determination.
A great reminder that we're stronger than we think.
We are. Well, there you have it. 10 common English idioms explored in detail.
Hopefully you've picked up some new phrases to add to your vocabulary.
A huge thank you to everyone for joining us for this deep dive into English idioms here on the Duo Dialogues.
We had a blast exploring these colorful phrases with you.
And we hope you found it valuable and entertaining.
Be sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more episodes.
We've got tons of great content coming your way to help you level up your English skills.
Until next time, keep practicing and keep those conversations flowing.
We'll see you soon.